And that is why we do bodybuilding competitions, because we love it. If you don't love it, don't do it. Coach Greg and some controversy. Has James Smith gone too far? Just wait till you hear what he said about people who compete in bodybuilding competitions, like Coach Greg. So he was asked the question, what do you think of bodybuilding competitions and the process? And people, they don't like his answer. And James Smith, he doesn't care. He made a post at the end. He puts shots fired, suck out competing. Cryy face, cryy face. Not sure exactly what that means, but I've read the post and I've been tagged. People requested a video because they want to hear my thoughts on what he's saying. Problem is, I agree with most of it. I know you probably wanted me to say, he's an idiot, he's a moron, let's cancel this guy. But I agree with most of it, not all of it. But I'm going to go through it. I'm going to explain the parts I agree, the parts I disagree. And trust me, you're going to be triggered. You're not going to be happy. But we're going to resolve this. And at the end of the video, I want you to understand exactly why bodybuilding, it can be problematic, but not for everyone. So he writes, life is too short to be spending it hungry. Smith, 2019. If you're a bodybuilder, you're going to be hungry. And by bodybuilder, I mean somebody that's competing, trying to lose weight, trying to get their dream physique, trying to get shredded. You are going to be hungry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no magic diet. You are going to be hungry if you starve yourself to the point of being bodybuilding shredded for a competition. If you want to battle out your insecurities versus someone else who's insecure, starve yourself until the point your dick won't work, and cover yourself in fake tan and call it a sport, then you do you. That's not really the kind of post you want to make if you want to get friends, but it is certainly a post that's going to cause controversy and people are going to start flocking to your channel and writing comments. So just because you lift weights, you're competing, you care about your appearance, you want to be the best version of yourself, doesn't mean you're insecure. It might just mean you like the challenge. You want to be the best you can be. You want a challenge that you can tackle every single day to give you a reason to wake up in the morning. You ever watch the Olympics? People train and dedicate their lives 20 plus years just for a shot at 10 seconds at the 100-meter dash. You think they don't suffer? You think they don't push themselves every day to be all they can be, the best version of themselves? They might not be able to eat what they want. They might not be able to party with their friends every night, but they do it because they love it. And that is why we do bodybuilding competitions, because we love it. If you don't love it, don't do it. I'm not making videos saying everyone should bodybuild because I like it. I want all of you guys to starve yourselves to get shredded. I've never said that. If you don't want to suffer and go through the torture of a dieting process, then don't do it. So James Smith, he doesn't want to do it. So don't do it. But just because you do doesn't mean you have insecurities, that you have some problem mentally, that you're feeling lesser than everyone else. Then he writes, I'ma be out here trying to find the world's best almond croissant. Nothing wrong with that. Eating a high-protein diet sounds like Coach Greg. Lifting weights, I lift weights, and getting sweaty, choking out blokes. I had to ask Allie what a bloke was because I thought, is that like girls? Is he like, in the bedroom? And she said, no, it's like he's fighting and blokes are guys. So there's something wrong with me because I want to get shredded and look my best. But it's normal for him to want to sweat around with other guys and choke them out. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with training for MMA, UFC, all that stuff. If you like that, that's awesome. Very dangerous sport. I've seen people get injured all the time. I've watched UFC. It seems every fight, somebody's breaking their friggin' legs and tripping on it and is training for the UFC healthy. I think that depends. If you take it too far, sure, you're going to get hurt. But if you're just training for it, trying to get in shape, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me to say they should cancel the UFC, that people that compete in that they're insecure, What, were you bullied when you were a kid and now you fight because people picked on you when you were a kid? Oh, poor me. I was bullied as a child. Someone stole my lunch meaty. They made fun of me. They called me Goggles 4 Eyes. And so now I train at UFC. I can choke you out. I'm better than you. You just lift weights. No, it's like pick the sport you like. Give it 100%. Be the best version of yourself at whatever you choose to be. So to call out bodybuilders and say it's a stupid sport, and to say that wrestling is a cool sport, it makes no sense. They both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses. I'm not giving up 90% of my daily happiness for a 4% shift in body weight. Well, I agree. When you diet too far, when you take things to the extreme, you are not going to be as happy. When you diet for a bodybuilding competition, when you get down to the lowest levels to get to 4% body fat, you do not have energy. You're not going to feel good. It is hard. It is a challenge. And only a select few should take part in this challenge. So if you don't want to suffer, if you don't want to go through that, then don't shit on the people that do. It would be like me saying, oh, you see that Tour de France? They're racing hundreds of kilometers every day in the mountains in heat, suffering. Think of how hard the Tour de France is. You think that's easy? No, it's not for everyone. I love bike riding, but I don't want to ride 6 hours a day. And how many sports taken to the extreme don't cause you to suffer? You think Ironman, triathlons, marathon running, anything is easy? Of course it's not. You have to dedicate your life to be the best in the world. What sport is easy? And if you can name one, does that mean that's the one you should compete in? Do we want to be a bunch of suckers, bunch of pussies looking for the easiest sports out there? Oh, I only want to compete in curling because I won't be as tired. Maybe we like being tired. When I'm racing in a Zwift bike race looking like I'm having an asthma attack, it's because I like it. I like pushing myself to the limits to see how strong am I mentally and physically. And just because you don't doesn't mean there's something wrong with me for wanting to do that. So if you don't want to suffer and you don't want to be uncomfortable or miserable or be hungry, don't compete in bodybuilding. Doesn't mean you can't be in shape. But if it's taken too far to try to get your dream physique, you will in fact suffer. So here's my opinion. Don't bodybuild unless you absolutely want to. If you're thinking about doing a competition and you're not sure, then maybe want to do it, don't do it. Get a healthy physique, something you can maintain, and maintain it for the rest of your life. But if you're 100% adamant, I cannot wait to step on stage. I want to do this. I want to push my body. You're the one that should be competing. The people that are on the fence, oh, maybe, I might. Nope, don't do it. Most people competing mess up their relationship with their body and food. Some don't, but the majority of people are never the same after starving themselves for a new profile picture. If you're entering a bodybuilding competition just so you can put a cool photo on your Instagram profile, you're not the person that should compete. It reminds me of Matt Does Fitness, so I think I'm going to compete. Wouldn't it be funny if I compete? Maybe funny that you're thinking of competing when you don't actually want to. If you really want to, then yeah, go do it. But if you're just competing just for the shits and giggles of it, I'll just do this. Why do it? Reminds me of people who run marathons who don't even train for it. It's not something to brag about. Sure, you can do it. But it's not some major accomplishment to walk 26 miles and say, I did a marathon. I can run a marathon any given day without training for it, and do pathetic at it does not give me any self-satisfaction. What gives me self-satisfaction is knowing I gave it 100%. I tried my best, and that was the best I could do. Whether I get last place or first place, if I know I gave it my all, then I am proud of that. So the next challenge you take on, give it 100% and be proud of what you do, no matter how you do in it. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
if you win or lose. What matters is that you tried your best. And is bodybuilding the only sport that causes unhealthy relationships with the mind, the body, food, and so on? No. Think of it. Gymnastics, figure skating, cheerleading, marathon running, cycling, so many of these sports, ballet. You have to look a certain way, and the smaller you get, you're going to look better, do better, and the pressure to get to the extremes or to take it too far, sometimes that causes disordered eating patterns. Do we ban all sports? Many sports are like this, but we can't just cancel all sports because it's going to screw up a few people. Can't do that. My advice, don't take these sports to the extreme unless you can handle taking it to the extreme. What do I say for most people? Halfway to your dream physique. Pick something realistic that you can maintain for the rest of your life. Don't take it too far and have balance. It's all about having balance, and if you don't have balance, shouldn't be doing it. He can deadlift twice his body weight and run 10 kilometers in an hour. Life to me is about getting good deals with your time, effort, and energy. Okay, so hardly lift at all or hardly run and deadlift twice your weight and run 10 kilometers in an hour. Well, I used to actually run and I ran 10 kilometers in under 40 minutes. And I could do 3.5 times my body weight in the deadlift. But that's because I really wanted to do good at those things. And some sports I'm better than others. But I don't think you should be shitting on people who want to be the best versions of themselves just because you want to half-ass everything and be okay at everything. Whatever you want to be good at, give it 100%. If it's golfing, go to the driving range and practice, hire a coach. Don't just say, well, I'd rather just score a 90 and play once a week. What's wrong with someone trying to score an 80 practicing 5 days a week? There's nothing wrong with trying to be the best version of yourself. And just because you want to be the best at something, the best golfer, whatever sport you name, doesn't mean you have insecurities. You might just want to be good at something. I've personally talked hundreds of people out of competing, and I admire the 1% to 2% who dominate their space. So you see, that's what he's really thinking. He doesn't hate everyone that bodybuilds. He respects the 1% or 2% that can actually do it and have balance, and those are the people that should do it. But if you're just ready to half-ass something, you're not ready to take on a real diet and suffer to that extent, he's saying don't do it. He's just doing this message in a roundabout way by insulting a large group of people. I don't think he actually feels this way. I think he's just exaggerating points so that people will listen. But the other 98% are just a few months away from a brand new eating disorder. And by 98%, I think he means 25% or 50%. It's certainly not 98% of people that are competing that have an eating disorder. Let's not forget that the fitness industry contains a lot of eating disorders hidden behind six-packs and a fake smile. And I'm not going to disagree with him there. A lot, that makes sense. 98%, absolutely not. But there are, of course, a lot of fitness influencers who are smiling, showing you their dream physique, saying, look at me, but deep down mentally, they're not healthy. And to be healthy, it's a combination of mental, physical, and social health. Just because you look perfect doesn't mean you're perfect on the inside mentally. And if that's you, if you're having a problem, don't keep competing. It's not worth it. And if you're already having a problem and you think competing will solve that, it absolutely won't solve that. The people that should be competing are people that want to compete really bad, and they already have balance. They already have high self-esteem. They already have self-worth. They don't need to compete and diet to get shredded, to feel validated. You already feel good about yourself, and you just want to be the best version and take on a challenge. Those of you who feel that way, go compete. And those of you that can't, just maintain a lean and healthy physique that you can maintain, that's realistic for you for the rest of your life. And don't forget, I have harder than last time supplements and cookbooks, training books, coaching plans, and so on that can help you to achieve your goals. If you want to be an ambassador and be paid to help promote harder than last time supplements, please click the link in the description, sign up, watch you on part of my team. And until next time, I'm out.